Basement. We are reviewing Mario Run, the new iOS app. Soon, possibly, hopefully, for Android at some point here soon. But we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of this game, what we think about it, and why we like it, and things that we think that maybe could be improved a little bit on it.
That's right, Ted. So, caveat, we have not played through the entire game yet, but we did purchase the full game. We've played through several levels, and we're
about halfway through it.
Yeah, we do have some thoughts. So, Ted, what comes to mind first?
Well, first things first, I mean, people were kind of putting up a stink a little bit about the internet connectivity thing, that you have to be connected to the internet in order to make things run, and that kind of thing.
That's the elephant in the room.
I've had a couple issues with that already, like, I'm connected to Wi-Fi, say something goes goofy, or somebody's watching Netflix, and I get disconnected for a little bit, it stops the gameplay.
Yep.
But it seems to be able to pick up pretty quick, so it's not like a huge deal. It's not like Pokemon Go, where like the whole servers would shut down, and you couldn't even like play for hours on end.
Right.
That was really annoying. This is really more based on like your internet connectivity rather than the whole server being the issue. So that's a good thing, but it's also still kind of an annoying thing, but it's understandable. I mean, them doing that helps them to make sure this game isn't pirated when Nintendo is stronger because people are actually purchasing their games.
Right.
We get better games, so it's
that's true.
It ends up paying off a little bit later, and I say it's kind of a small thing, really, in a world where there's Wi-Fi everywhere now, and it's not too uncommon.
And a lot of people have unlimited data,
yeah.
Just a cell signal is enough. And also, you were saying to me earlier about how the game doesn't require an internet connection like every moment, it seems, but it just like checks to make sure it's still there from time to time. Is that sort of your impression of how that works?
It seems like it happens a lot, like in between levels, or if you're trying to do like Toad Rally stuff, like the interactivity part where you're playing against other players, or it's having to fetch data. I mean, that makes sense. It's online. It's fetching data to like figure out who's the next player you have to play against and that kind of thing. So it'll kind of make sense. I would say like one of the biggest pros that I've noticed so far is just, man, the replay value is through the stinking roof.
Yeah.
Like
already it's plain to see.
I played the first level, like when I played the like for example, New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii.
Yep.
Like I played the first level, I got the 3 coins, I never played the first level again, ever.
Yeah.
But I played the first level in this game, in Mario Run, I got all the coins, it changes where all those coins are now, so now they're in harder to reach places.
Right.
After you get those, it does it again.
Yep.
But even after that, there's still like the satisfaction about like trying to get like the perfect run.
Yes.
And like...
And it's worth trying for. Like you almost feel like you need to try for it when you miss... that important coin, and then you complete the level. It's like, well, yeah, I beat the level, and if my only goal is just to get to the end, then fine. And that is the goal for some players.
Yeah. But there's always and the other thing too is there's always a reward because it like stacks up the coins that you have. Like even if you played a level before, the coins you get still count for something later. Like this is the first time a Mario game, the coins actually seem to matter a lot more than just like one-ups. Like
that's
you
true.
can spend them on stuff. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's been a while since that's been true. And just, and you mentioned the pacing, too, of, like, how the challenge sort of ramps up and the replay value right away versus New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii. But it seems like, it's a mobile game rather than a console game, so the curve is a little steeper. But Nintendo's always sort of shined at this, making something easy enough that your kid can play it and beat a level and feel proud.
Yeah.
But challenging enough that you can play it and be dissatisfied with your imperfect run and want to go back and get, like, all the achievements.
That's true. I was thinking of another con, and this is something that I kind of noticed right away. It's kind of like a deluge of like too much stuff to try to learn and figure out about a game. Like the game itself,
you literally hit
simple.
The ground running, and you gotta.
Well, I mean, like the gameplay isn't too hard. I mean, it's a single button, and it kind of helps you and stuff like that. But there's Toad Rally, and there's gifts, and there's tickets, and there's coins, and like you're spending them on this stuff. And there's like the game is so vast.
You feel like you need an instruction manual.
Yeah, and they give you like a lot of instruction right out the gate. But like, I don't know. It just seems like maybe the pacing of rolling out some of those other features of the game could come a little bit slower. Like, it felt like I got hit by a truck a little bit, and especially like this game is for 4 years old and older. Like it says 4+, but like I'm halfway through the game and I'm still kind of confused on like how do the tickets work? Like how am I getting like what are the like I got hammers as a gift. Apparently they break a thwomp. I don't know what that even does.
Yeah, we were trying to click on the thwomp and
it's just like thwomping. It's sitting there. So there are things that I don't know. I don't quite understand. There's some poor conveyance issues, I guess you'd say. But then again, like the thing that Nintendo always shines on is just like the gameplay itself. Like it just feels so good. Like,
yeah,
it's smooth.
It's got all the polish
Yeah.
that like a well-made Nintendo first-party software game you expect.
Oh, and it's just so cool.
It's neat to see it on a mobile device.
Yeah,
like on a phone.
You turn on your phone, it's like boom, Nintendo polish on my phone.
It's like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
With the highest pixels per inch that Nintendo's ever gotten to play with.
Oh, man, that's good. And I mean, I don't know, I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure, like a buddy of mine is looking at it, we're pretty sure it's running at about 60 FPS. So, like, it's very smooth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but man, like, that's kind of what I've got for, like, good and pros and cons. Like, are there any other things that you can think of, like...
Well, just the con that you pointed out, and I agree with, it does seem a little overwhelming how many different sort of aspects there are to the game, and that'll be fun to learn it all, but it's confusing in the beginning if they don't sort of spoon feed you a little bit at a time to sort of get you there.
Right.
And what you made me think of is they sort of understood this and went for this with Mario Maker. If you remember, with that game, when you start it up and you only have access to some of the items.
Yeah.
And you got to play for a while and make some levels and figure things out before they give you access to some more of the items. And I was they got a lot of criticism for that, but I thought it was actually genius, and it forced me to make a game out of just a few items, you know, a level out of a few items, and then grow it. And I think that, you know, Super Mario Run could be uncluttered with Toad Rally in the beginning, and uncluttered with some of the online stuff or the social stuff or the RPG element stuff, and like let that come
a little bit later.
Paced a little more slowly.
And I can see though, like, I mean, I guess people who are used to like an app culture, like most game apps do that right off the bat. I'm guessing there's some sort of like reason why. Maybe it's kind of like gets people to like really want to invest into a game because it feels like there's so much to it. The thing about this is like there actually is a lot to it. There's a lot of depth to all of these different features, and so it feels a little intimidating.
And even just the vanilla game itself too, only being able to jump, you still end up with a lot of different combinations of how can I jump at or over this platform, or do I want to take the other path, or and vertical scroll levels and bosses. There's really a lot to this game, and overall I think we're both pretty giddy about the game and positive.
Yeah.
You know, we've noticed a couple of flaws and we've talked about them here today, but absolutely worth the price of admission, I would say.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna
say a lot of
say,
fun so far.
For some people, they might look and say like a con is the $9.99 price, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I see that as a pro. Like it's $10 for a really good Mario game, and it's everywhere you go where you have your phone. The thing is, when it actually is an app that has that upfront cost, it's not one of those games that's trying to like sap you out of dollars, like, you know,
constantly.
You play for a week and you're like, this game is so fun, and then all of a sudden the gameplay just slows down to a dead halt.
Yeah.
And you're not getting anywhere unless you spend like $1.
Right. And
50
then
cents.
Yep.
And then they just slowly just kind of like suck you dry of money. I heard a story recently where a guy spent like $1 million of stolen money on Game of War.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, that's totally a side topic.
Yeah. Well, when you'd rather spend more money than spend time, then the game is not enjoyable anymore. It's taking too long. It's too slow paced. And Mario Run, it's the kind of game where you have to think, yeah, it's $10, but how many hours of actual enjoyment am I getting out of this? And then it's a value, dollars per hour.
Yeah, and think about it too. Like, I love the fact that I feel like I have a couple minutes. I'm gonna play some Mario.
Yep.
I'm just gonna reach in my pocket.
Yep.
You know, I don't need to like turn on a TV and turn on a thing and whatever. And
right.
Like, let's just be honest about this. Everybody knows that the majority of this gameplay is going to be taking place in the bathroom.
Yep.
But that's okay. It's perfect. It's perfect timing for that. It only takes one hand.
Super Mario Runs.
Oh no. Oh.
Well, that's it for a review of Super Mario Run. Thanks so much for stopping by. And if you're new to the basement, poke around, check out some stuff. We got a lot of videos and playlists. We do gameplay. We publish something every day, and we play lots of games. And if you're interested in seeing some more of that, well, you know where the subscribe button is. And yeah, if this review was helpful to you at all and you want to hit that like button, thank you. It really helps out our channel. And until next time, Basement Dwellers, we think that you are more satisfying than
a nice hot tub bath after a long cold day
in the basement.